From the Giant Center in Hershey, it's the District 3 AAA semifinals tonight on BRC11 as the Mannheim Central Barons continue to add to their history books as they take on the Bermudian Springs Eagles. Good evening, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to our extended coverage of high school basketball on BRC11 with Mike Straub. I'm Eric May. And Mike, I guess it's only fitting in Hershey with all the amusement park rides that the Barons have given us quite a roller coaster ride the last couple of weeks.
You got that right. Let's go back to just a few nights ago. Final seconds, basket and the foul for Matt Walsh to give the Barons the lead at the line. Now West York would hit a three to tie, but at the buzzer, the West York three gave them the lead, but at the buzzer, it's Tanner Brenize out of nowhere. His only points on the night, a three-pointer when they only needed a two, but it looks better. A 51-49 win. Hero moment for Tanner Brenize, and just what it is, you said it, it's that magic feeling. Certain things happen in the postseason. Certain things happen for a team that's on a roll. New school record for wins. Deepest district tournament run in school history. So this is the way it's going for these guys right now.
A very tough Bermudian Springs team at 22-2, and you look at the roster, nobody taller than 5'10", which tells me two things. One, they are very disciplined, and two, they defend very, very well.
Famously tenacious defense is what we hear about Bermudian Springs. And don't get the height. It proves again, it's not all about height when it comes to basketball. They out-rebounded Boiling Springs in their last win, 29-22. Boiling Springs was a team that beat them early in the season, handed them one of their only two losses. They went ahead and just wiped them out, beat them 52-29. This team is really on a roll.
So it's Bermudian Springs, Mannheim Central looking for a spot in the District 3 finals. We'll be back with the starting lineups and the opening tip-off coming up next on BRC11. We are just about set for basketball here at the Hershey, the Giant Center in Hershey. As you see Chris Sherwood, final comments to his Barons, looking to get to the District 3 AAA final. And here's the starting lineup for Bermudian. Pretty much all 5'8". Austin Hartzell, he's the guy that'll run the point. Alex Huntington, Neil Murren, he is their leading scorer. He is their deepest threat, joined by Alex Orwig and Josh Straub. But the Barons are going to go with Tanner Brenize, Tony Stafiri, Matt Walsh, Dan Wiedericht, and Taylor Funk back in the starting five for the Barons. They are wearing their home white, in as much as they knocked off the higher seed in West York the other night. But it's going to be Bermudian with the first possession of the ball game.
There you go. Does the height matter? They win the jump. Nobody on this roster taller than 5'10" from Bermudian.
You talk about their defense, offensively averaging 56.5 points per game. Just giving up 38 down the lane with the left hand. It's Neil Murren.
A great cut by Murren. That was kind of that old school Princeton offense. Pass and cut, leads to a layup. Nice start from these Eagles.
And I guess really defensively, because Bermudian takes so much pride in their defense. One, control the ball. Two, control the boards.
Absolutely, and you see it's just man-to-man. Just man-to-man to start. Old-fashioned, all heart, lots of hustle, man-to-man defense.
And the thing is, in that victory against Boiling Springs the other night, they were whistled for just 7 personal fouls.
They dominated that game start to finish. Part of that is, Boiling Springs a little bit nervous on this big stage. Bermudian was out for revenge. Only 2 losses, and one of them came early in the year to Boiling Springs.
Wiedericht with the drive, got his own rebound, tried the outlet pass, and it's picked off by Alex Huntington, but the Barons get it right back. Wiedericht, and that's going to be a charge on Wiedericht.
Wiedericht took him a while to find the flow the other night. Some missed shots, bad trip to the line. Here he gives the ball away, ends up right back in his hands. He's got 2 guys he can get the ball with and slow this down. Instead he runs right into his opponent. Got to calm down. You see Coach Sherwood recognizes that, pulls him out of the game. Just give him a chance to find his kind of balance here. Relax a little bit.
Oh, Taylor Funk with the steal on the inbound play.
Miscommunication on the inbounds. Austin Hartzell throws it right to Taylor Funk. Now a deep ball. Completion.
Oh! And Orwig gets steamrolled by Funk.
It's kind of a late pass interference, if you will.
First foul on Funk, second team foul against the Barons. Colin Brubaker was the guy that came in for Wiedericht. You got to expect that the juices are going to be running high here. Hartzell with a drive and a dish. And the short jumper by Josh Straub.
I think you saw how much Mannheim was aware of that three-point opening for Hartzell. Two guys flying at him. Bermudian made 7 of 14 threes in their last game.
Got a foul away from the ball.
I think they're going to get Neil Murrin. They do. 22, Neil Murrin working hard to deny Matt Walsh the ball. They got their scouting report. They're doing all they can to keep the ball out of Matt Walsh's hands.
Lob in the paint to Walsh. Oh, nice move.
That's a great inbounds play. Don't try to do too much. Recognize your height advantage. Put it up there for him. Let your star player drop it in.
And we talk about, obviously, the Bermudian defense, but let's not forget Mannheim Central only giving up just under 44 points per ball game.
Well, Mannheim comes out and they're kind of standard man-to-man to start. They've thrown a couple of interesting trap looks in the initial goings here, but haven't really tried to clamp down on anybody.
Top of the key, Hartzell to his left. Open three, and that is Alex Orwig.
Well, there you have it. Their first one is up and in, so 1 for 1 from three-point land. When you're undersized, you know it's going to be a huge part of your arsenal. They're not afraid to let it go.
Well, they set that tone early against Boiling Springs. Went out to a 17-5 lead. Dish in the paint, but not before Walsh stepped on the baseline. So the Barons will turn it over. Down 7-4, 4:53 remaining as we look again at the three from Alex Orwig.
Orwig got open for just a second. This is going to be an interesting test for the Mannheim defense. How much do you leave your guy and help out on an undersized team, and how much do you just stick to your guy and deny the three-point pass? Three-point shot, excuse me.
Now that's why the first quarter, kind of a chess match, and Eagles turn it over.
Yeah, you said it. Even though both teams were on this floor the other night, a few little kind of what we think of as growing pains, adjusting to this arena again. A couple of bad passes, misreads, miss inbounds.
Well, and
so a little out of sorts.
That's the Eagle defense. I mean, Huntington was draped all over Stafiri. So the Eagles get it right back. Wiederick back in the ball game for Mannheim Central, and Josh Flanagan also with his first appearance.
Flanagan has a chance to be a major impact in this game. Big guy, athletic guy, a lot bigger than anybody that Bermudian has.
And Orwig hits his second three, and a quick timeout is going to be used by Mannheim Central. A 30-second timeout with 4:28 to go in the first quarter. And Bermudian seems to be picking up where they left off the other night.
You said it, and it's a lot like the start we had against West York. All of a sudden, some hot shooting from three-point land, and Mannheim finds themselves in a little bit of a hole. Chris Sherwood wants to call a timeout before he finds himself in that 15-3, 17-7 type hole he was in last time out. But Alex Orwig left alone again that time as Tanner Brenneyes just dropped back into the paint a little bit too far. He's calling that timeout saying, remember, these guys can shoot threes. Stick on them every minute, even away from the ball. Follow them all the way around the perimeter.
Well, we saw Chris Sherwood use timeouts a number of times Friday night. And you know what? You just got to know when to push the right buttons. And it seemed to work the other night. He's looking for the same thing again here tonight. Wiederick with a crossover, driving inside. Shot rebounded away by Alex Twerdy. And well, they got the Barons stepping on the baseline, trying to come up with the steal.
Mannheim going to the full court press. They just really pressured the inbounds and drop back and find their man.
Eagles up 6. Huntington trying to cut down the lane. And they'll kick it back out to reset the offense. Hartzell, he'll put up a three. Rebounded by Brenize.
You often say make them beat you from the outside. With this matchup, you'd rather see Bermudian get to the basket, force them to go inside.
Walsh lost it back the other end. Flanagan rips down the board.
There's the height advantage. Flanagan skying for that board. Good hustle to get back, not just give in to that turnover.
And Barron's just not in a flow right now. Clock winding down toward the 3-minute mark. Down in the low post, Wiedericht tries to go off the glass. Stafiri had the rebound. We got a whistle and a jump ball. And the arrow will stay with Mannheim Central.
A little quick whistle for a jump ball. Tanner Brenize is standing there holding the basketball as he blows the whistle. Mannheim retains possession thanks to the arrow, but good hustle by the Barons to keep that possession alive.
Taylor Funk back in. Tate Myers, number 13, a 5'10 junior, in for the Eagles, replacing Murrin. Here is Funk's three. That rims out.
Nice play, set up the shooter right where he wanted to be, just short armed it just a little bit.
Myers moves it out front. Orwig gets away from the trap. And the pass out front is picked off by Wiedericht. They got a 3-on-1. Wiedericht looked to go the whole way, and they got him for an offensive foul. How did he get back so soon to get set up?
Will be another example where you see a player's going to drop that shoulder and jump into somebody, but Wiedericht's got to kind of just slow down and relax. Again, he's got players on all sides.
That's going to be number 2 on Wiedericht, and he's going to have to sit down. Walsh is going to sit as well. Flanagan and Steve Young in for the Barons. Hartzell tries going down low, and the ball ricocheted off the bottom of the backboard.
2 straight possessions. Mannheim goes to that nice, tight, trapping defense out high and turns into turnovers both times.
Stafiri, and we're going to have a reach-in foul. That's going to go against the Eagles. And that's going to be on Alex Huntington. His first.
Like that.
Second team foul against Bermudian.
Like the aggressiveness from Stafiri. Drive in, try to create, make something happen. He's looking to drive and dish. So far, the Mannheim offense has been pretty stagnant in this game, unable to really find any kind of flow.
Funk for 3. Won't go, but Walsh there to clean it up.
Well, a rare moment. Bermudian caught watching the ball. Nobody puts a body on Matt Walsh. What we saw from him the other night, really strong rebounding team. So Mannheim very happy to get that second chance opportunity so easily.
Hartzell, Orwig, off the front of the iron, but it kicks way out front to Hartzell, and the Eagles have it back. Under a minute and a half to go first quarter. 10-6 Bermudian. And Flanagan a little too aggressive out front. First foul on Flanagan.
No, that's defensive profiling. He doesn't think a big man can get out there and move like that. All you can ask from your guys, play nice hard defense like that. Tough to give up a foul out there.
Orwig sits down. Ricky Alvarez, number 33 now, in for the Eagles. Hartzell around Young, kicks it out. Well, Bermudian does not hold on to the ball very long. They move it very well. Very patient, too. They did not force anything.
Credit the Mannheim defense, making them work.
Nearly taken away. And so the Eagles will back out and start over. Now it looks like they're just going to settle for the final shot of the first quarter. Hartzell. And that's going to be number 2 on Flanagan. Now the thing is, Barron's going to need Flanagan. So he's got to watch himself. That's 2 fouls now in the first quarter for the senior. Colin Brubaker will replace Flanagan.
No arguing with that one, and you're right. He's a guy, as we said, chance to make a major impact in this game with his size and athleticism against this undersized Eagles squad. Now he's got to go to the bench.
13 seconds remaining. Murrin. Young with the turnover. Swings it across to Funk, puts it up. Got it! Right before the buzzer. And Taylor Funk's 3 makes it a 1-point ball game at the end of 1. We'll step aside, back with the second quarter from the Giants Center in Hershey. 10-9 Bermudian after 1. Now's a perfect time to grab that remote, punch in 613, and enjoy the semifinals of the District 3 AAA playoffs in high definition. If you saw it in high definition Friday night, it just made it that much more exciting. So why not do it now as well?
Think of that momentum shift just now. More than a minute and a half. Bermudian had the ball, didn't manage a shot. Then they give it up on a steal, and a buzzer beater 3 from Taylor Funk makes it a 1-point game. Huge shift. Now Mannheim comes back out in a nice zone.
And the thing is, too, we saw Mannheim Central really put some pressure physically. I mean, there was a lot of contact, and as long as the officials allow it, if I'm Mannheim Central, keep playing that style.
That's the way Bermudian plays defense.
Down low, Brenneyes. Eagles force the turnover, and nice play by Alex Orwig, able to throw it off the knee of Brenneyes as we look at that 3 from Funk right before the end of the first quarter, which made it a 1-point ball game.
It's funny, he's Matt Walsh on the bottom of the screen calling for the ball. And instead he's just celebrating his win in.
Funk nearly came up with a steal. Barons get the turnover. Well, almost premature, but it was Brubaker ripping it away.
Yeah,
and now Mannheim Central with an opportunity. Well, they're going to be called for a travel. I was going to say able to take the lead for the first time tonight, but it's going to have to wait as Steferi will come in replacing Brubaker.
And man, I'm far more active defensively. They've really come to life.
Bermudian taking their time, getting it across midcourt.
The thing is, Bermudian, a lot of teams probably don't play zone against them because they can shoot so well. But Mannheim is long enough and athletic enough with their big guys to get out there and challenge the threes out of the zone.
Now Bermudian is just going to really slow down the pace of this ball game.
Well, you can tell how much they're just kind of stifled looking at the zone. They're so undersized, they can't go in. They have to just pass around the perimeter, and Mannheim's quick enough to get out there and challenge.
Hartzell kicks it outside.
See that?
And the thing is, you get a guy like Walsh and Funk, they get their arms extended. Yeah. That's going to cover a lot of ground.
With Flanagan, when he gets back into the way they trap with him at the top, this is a very tough matchup for Bermudian. They're happy to eat clock, but see if they can work some openings.
Well, the pencil's not getting to work out here on my score sheet, that's for sure.
Well, they're just getting our deep thoughts at this point.
Brenneyes knocks it away, and Barons very active, and they are keeping their feet shuffling, and now Bermudian wants a timeout. So Thomas Flaherty wants to talk things over. 5:37 remaining in the first half of a 10-9 ball game. And as we mentioned, the winner here will take on the winner of Susquehanna Township and Bishop McDevitt. That game to follow this one, and that championship game will be on the 27th, which is Thursday night, 8 o'clock here at the Giants Center.
Yeah, they've got shot clocks in the Giants Center just in case they have college games here. Chris Sherwood is hoping to institute a rule on the spot, an injunction, if you will, to fire those things up, as you see. But alas, that's not going to happen. So if you're Mannheim, you say, okay, we've proven we can stymie them with the zone. Let's trap some more. Let's go after the ball a little bit more and try to create a turnover. There they go.
Down low, and sneaking in was Josh Strout.
Well, they went for the traps a little too aggressive, left the guy open down low. They'll make that adjustment, though.
Bermudian back up by 3. Now the Barons will work the perimeter. Funk a long 3 off the front of the iron, cleared out by Huntington. Swings it across, reverse underneath, won't go from Orwig, and the Barons control it.
Good hustle to get back and challenge that shot.
Not many second chance opportunities for either team, as both have done a nice job of, especially on the defensive side of the board. Walsh a long 3. That won't go. And we got a whistle and a foul against the Barons.
That's the thing. When you're undersized, you box out well, you draw those kinds of fouls. Bermudian very disciplined on the glass.
Tanner Brenneis with the personal foul, and Chris Sherwood will use a 60-second timeout, so we'll step aside as well. 4:20 remaining before the break. 12-9 Bermudian Springs. Eric May, Mike Straub at the Giants Center in Hershey. Semifinals, District 3, AAA. And right now, Bermudian with a 3-point lead. Huntington will put up a 3 and get it. Alex Huntington with his first point to the ball game. Third 3 for the Eagles.
Defensive breakdown. Tanner Brenneis dropped way into the paint, left one of the shooters wide open all alone. Way too easy.
Funk eyes up a 3 and get it.
Speaking of leaving the shooter alone, run the play for the big man up top. Plenty of time to bury it with the response.
Funk with 8 of the 12 Mannheim Central points. 3:20 remaining before halftime. Warwick out front. Huntington will try it again. That one rimmed out. Funk clears it away. Walsh trying the crossover, and a whistle and a foul. That's going to go on Huntington. That's going to be number 2. As he tried to rip it out of the hands of Matt Walsh.
Walsh, you can see, starting to get frustrated, not be able to create off the dribble very much. They're doing a great job denying him the ball. Hasn't really found the rhythm that he had the other night. Gets hacked here going into traffic. He's got to stay calm, stay positive, and look for his chances.
Leans in, nice move, but too hard on the shot. Straub clears it away for the Eagles.
Man, back to a man-to-man. A few too many open threes for Coach Sherwood.
And again, the Eagles will go way out front. And a steal by Stafiri. And he will lay it in. Thought for a second that thing's going to roll out.
Well, he had big Austin Hartzell chasing him down. Hartzell, one of their football stars, Bermudian. He felt the linebacker coming for him.
Murrin will stop and hit.
Another strange defensive breakdown. Everybody looking at the ball. Nobody steps up and defends. Neil Murrin, the leading scorer.
Got 4 points now for the Eagles. And the Barons will go back out front to reset. Well, they are everybody out on the perimeter for Manheim Central.
Bermudian plays so tight, you think somebody would just set a screen up top and let something create off of that. Instead, they're just happy to pass it around.
Yeah, you pointed that out the other night, too. Walsh, no good, but Funk crashing the boards, gets the follow-up. And it's a 1-point ball game.
Well, Bermudian saw there was a 6'7" guy on the roster, and they thought he's going to be trouble. They had no idea the way he plays end-to-end, perimeter to perimeter. You can try to box him out there, but Taylor Funk can move. He gets down low, crashes the board, and cleans it up.
He's having a nice ball game so far in this first half. Hartzell kicks it in the corner. Orwig for 3. Oh, that's a tough shot.
With a 6'7" guy in his face. What a shot by Alex Orwig.
All of his points have come from beyond the 3-point line. He now has 9 to give the Eagles a 4-point lead. Funk will put it on the floor. And the Barons will go back out front. 25 seconds to go before halftime. Walsh left at the free throw line. Doesn't go. Boy, the red jerseys crash the board. And a foul in the back court. That's going to go on Tanner Breneyes. That'll be number 2 on Breneyes. And that'll put Bermudian Springs now at the free throw line, shooting 1-1.
Bermudian with a big burst here in the final seconds. Matt Walsh, guys averaging better than 21 points a game in the postseason. Struggling against this Eagle defense. And that's the guy who's covering him, Neil Murrin. Frustrating him here in this first half.
And Murrin hits the first. Ten seconds to go. And Murrin makes it a 6-point ball game. Walsh glances at the clock. Breneyes will put it up from the corner, too hard, and the horn sounds to end the first half. So that Bermudian Springs defense living up to its billing, giving the Barons fits as they head to the locker room. Our score, Bermudian Springs 22, Manheim Central 16. Back with a recap of the first half after this timeout on BRC11. Halftime here at the Giants Center, 22-16 in favor of Bermudian Springs, and pretty much, I guess, what we expected, Mike. Two teams that take a lot of pride in their defense. Not a lot of points so far in the first half.
Yeah, recapping the first half, you got to give credit Bermudian early on, showing off their defensive tenacity, turning into close looks, down low, getting inside and converting. Manheim trying to use their size. Walsh on an inbounds. And on the other end, we knew they could shoot threes, better than 50% last time out. They started knocking them down. Alex Orwig knocked down 3 of them in the first half. Got a couple more. There's some more from Orwig. some more points than their leading scorer, Neil Murrin, with a nice half. He's also done a real nice job shutting down Matt Walsh for the most part. The hot hand for the Barons, Taylor Funk. 6'7" freshman knocking down some threes there. He gets beat defensively underneath, but both teams have really done a nice job defensively. Nice low-scoring half, plenty for the coach to be happy in that department. Both teams really still trying to figure out how to find the cracks and seams in this defense. See Funk knock down another three, and then Tony Safari getting after it defensively, turning it into two at the other end. And there's Orwig with a skyscraper, a dagger late in the half, and that's why we've got the score 22-16. But I think if you told Chris Sherwood that Matt Walsh would only have 4 points as we look at the leading scores, and you're really still in this game at the half, he'd be pretty happy.
Oh yeah, no doubt about it. Now it's going to be interesting to see what exactly they do in the second half. That first half, everybody was out on the perimeter. Do they stick with that approach, or are they going to start jamming people down low?
You've got the size advantage. You got to find a way to attack those seams. You got to find a way to get into those cracks. Find that fast motion offense that's worked so well for them, that dashing in and out, setting those screens away from the ball. Use that size to throw some maybe more dangerous passes into some traffic, but use your height, get down low, and get some layups out of this. You shouldn't be shooting all these threes when you've got 6 inches on a lot of these defenders.
Well, if not, if anything, get to the free throw line, try and get Bermudian into some foul trouble as we get set for the second half. As you look at Chris Sherwood as he hydrates before getting underway here in quarter number 3.
Well, Mannheim was down big against West York in the first half. Then they were down 9 in the fourth quarter against West York in that game. So you know there's no cause for concern over there. Nobody's getting too down on themselves. They had plenty of moments where they were really stifling this Bermudian offense. We'll see which defense they come out with, and we'll see how long Josh Flanagan stays on the bench. That guy at his size and his athleticism with 2 fouls, he can be a real difference maker, and we've seen how good their defense is when he's at the top of the zone. See how long it takes to bring him out and put him into the defensive mix.
Barons will start with Walsh, Funk, Wiedericht, Stafiri, and Brenneis. Still waiting for Cumberland Valley to break the huddle. It's going to be Stroup, Huntington, Murrin, Orwig, and Hartzell.
As we said, Wiedericht, the guy who had 19 points in that huge win over McCaskey, still looking to find some rhythm, his stride in this building.
Stafiri opens it up, and right away able to draw a foul out front. That's going to be number 3 on Alex Huntington, so he quickly picks up his 3rd foul, and Coach Tom Flannery is going to go right to the bench and bring in Tate Myers.
So shot at Coach Sherwood smiling there. I think he'll take a foul on one of the starters, but his team had a pretty easy layup, really touch foul to start the half. It was a great drive by Stafiri to get things going.
Walsh to his left, looking to go inside as nothing is there. Wiedericht won't go. Rebounded away by the Eagles' Murrin. Stroup, the short jumper, off the near side of the rim, and it's one and done for each team.
Decent looks for everybody. Nothing going here so far.
So early on, it appears that Mannheim Central is going to play that perimeter game.
That's the problem. They make a few passes, and then everybody just kind of stands still.
Walsh, long distance, won't go. Funk, boy, had it. Tried to tip it into his own grasp, but taken away by the Eagles. Left open is Myers, and he drops the short jumper. His first point to the ball game.
Too much aggressiveness on one end, leaves him wide open on the other.
Wiedericht working his way inside, won't go. Funk with the follow.
Taylor Funk knows he loves to shoot those threes, but he recognizes he's a serious weapon in this game with such a height advantage down low. He needs to plant himself on that block and clean up these boards as much as possible. Tanner Brenneis getting after it.
And able to create the turnover as Tate Myers unable to maintain the possession as Josh Flanagan will replace Dan Wiedericht.
Well, Coach Sherwood told Chad Landers that Tanner Brenize is a bit of a defensive savant. Just all hustle, all heart, knows how to stop the dribble, knows how to just attack guys and get in their heads, and he does it right there.
Funk for three. Won't go, and it's rebounded about by Stroup and nearly taken away by Stafiri. But it stays with Cumberland Valley.
You can see Manheim with a little bit of the, kind of energy, a little pep in their step right now. I feel like they've figured something out defensively once again.
Wiederich's back in, replacing Funk.
And here comes that Flanagan at the top of the zone. Trap pressure.
Orwig, his three won't go. Ball tipped around and picked up by the Barons. Now Stafiri leading the break. Wiederich, strong drive inside and goes off the glass. Little contact, no whistle.
You like that recognition. Wiederich knows he's not shooting well in this gym. Had a wide open jumper, still composed himself and drove. That's how he's going to find his rhythm, getting to the rim and scoring.
So the lead is 4, and there is Flanagan with that backcourt pressure. And they're going to say a kick ball against Manheim Central.
Am I the only one who saw Austin Hartzell just stick his arm out and shove somebody right there? I mean, you see the defense from Manheim starting to get in the heads a little bit. I mean, a pretty obvious extension of the forearm right into the guy's chest. Hello, into the chin. Well, there you go, Flanagan at the top of the zone.
That forearm shiver.
He's a linebacker.
That's right. Under 5 minutes remaining, third quarter. Murrin along three, and he's got it.
That is the risk of this aggressive trapping zone. You got to get back and challenge the shooter with everything you got, because these guys can shoot the lights out.
And they have shot well from beyond the arc.
Recognition by Coach Sherwood, going to get Funk back into the game. He's so long out on the wing defensively, he can challenge those shooters.
Alex Twerdy, number 15, in for the Eagles. Flanagan looking for something down low, nothing there, so Stafiri will take it out front. Under 4.5 remaining, third quarter. Stafiri almost had it taken away. Brenna is able to regain possession. Oh, look at that defense. We're going to say last touch by Manheim Central. Boy, this is two defenses just really going at it.
Yeah, give Alex Orwig a ton of credit. Now they changed the call. Take another look as the battle goes underneath. You see Flanagan pushing. Hard to see who would touch last. I think it may have landed on Bermudian's foot as it bounced out of bounds.
That's a tough call, but you know what? The official out front here went and changed the call, because the guy that made the call was under the basket.
Well, the play was under the basket.
Right, but the backs of the players were in front of him. Now, you know what I mean. Just watch the replay.
There you go. We got a monitor here.
Brenna will put it on the floor. Walsh works inside. Boy, he is being hounded.
Yeah, but what happened there? They screen, force him to switch. Finally, Orwig wasn't on him. One spin lays it in the basket. Create some more screens. Get that star defender off your guy.
Much needed bucket by the Barons as they trail by 5. And we've got a timeout called by Bermudian Springs with 3:28 remaining in the third quarter. 5-point lead for the Eagles. And again, perfect time. Grab the remote. Punch in channel 613 and watch Bermudian Springs Manheim Central in high definition. Winner to take on the winner of the Bishop McDevitt Susquehanna Township game. And that championship game will be Thursday night, 8 o'clock back here at the Giants Center. And I tell you what, I stuck around the other night and watched Bishop McDevitt and Lancaster Mennonite. And those Blazers gave the Crusaders fits all night long. As we look at that last bucket from Walsh, and that's got to be a relief for Walsh to get some points.
Even just a touch, they're really denying him the ball as much as they can. Barely getting a look, and he's starting to get frustrated.
Huntington back in the pass, thrown behind, but then the Barons give it right back. And a foul on Colin Brubaker.
That was a great idea, but Walsh just wasn't looking for a little too much traffic.
Boy, they create the turnover and then try to make something happen, and just pushing a little bit too hard, too fast.
And Bermudian is always ready. I mean, they haven't given up a fast break in this game. The one Stafiri fast break bucket.
Yep. Hartzell going baseline, will swing it around. Huntington for three, won't go. They get the offensive board, and a foul on the Barons.
Gotta box these guys out. Hartzell slides off a body, comes up with that rebound, keeps the possession alive. Take another look. Decent look. In and out, and Hartzell got away from Safari. Draws that reach from Colin Brubaker.
2:58 remaining in the third. Might not have very many tall guys, but they are quick and they are aggressive. Shots off the mark by Twirty and cleared out by Walsh. And a chance for the Barons to cut into this 5-point deficit. Trying to go low to Walsh. Ball loose, they got it back. But the Eagles get yet another turnover.
So quick with the hands. They almost came up with 3 different steals that time before they came up with the ball.
Well, you can just sense the frustration on the part of Mannheim Central. Murrin trapped off. And that's going to be a travel.
You know, a second ago, I think it was the last possession, Matt Walsh, Alexander Twirty did the same thing. Caught the ball and just kind of popped with it. And I thought that almost looked like a walk. So maybe the ref thought the same thing, that he got away with one, so I got a call at that time.
Gonna hone in on that one.
Taking their look, catching, hop.
Yeah, well, that was quite obvious.
Don't see that every day. Barons take Walsh out of the game.
Brenize to his right, goes in, and they're going to get an offensive foul on Brenize.
Eagles have a knack recognizing that aggressiveness, planting those feet and taking the charge. And there's no argument here. Brenize just out of control, kind of going sideways to the basket.
Third personal foul on Brenize. Just 22 points in the ball game for Mannheim Central. Bermudian Springs has held their opponents to under 45 points in 18 of their 24 ball games. But the Barons get a turnover here. Well, you can't say enough about the Barons defense. Just offensively, they struggled somewhat, but there's a nice spin move from Stafiri.
Stafiri recognizing 3 defenders, goes right at him, spins the basket and scores.
Now again, the Barons applying that pressure in the backcourt. Under a minute to go, third quarter. Murrin for 3, got it. 6 points in the third quarter for Murrin. and they've come from beyond the three-point line.
You can't say enough about the way these Eagles shoot the three ball.
Murrin now with 12 for the ball game. Under a half-minute remaining. Flanagan trying to go down low to Stafiri. Off his leg. And it goes back to Bermudian.
Out of sorts offensively once again.
Murrin. That's going to be over and back against the Eagles. Again, that's that trapping defense.
I love that zone. When Flanagan's out top, he's long and athletic, lots of hustle. Now they'll pull him out right now for an offensive switch to get Walsh back on the floor, 12 seconds. But just think of the havoc it's created in this game. That's 2 turnovers in the last 3 possessions.
Plenty of time to set up for a final shot. Walsh, the runner, won't go. Murrin clears it and will hold on to it as the third quarter has come to an end. Well, Bermudian Springs maintains the 6-point lead they had at halftime. We go to the final 8 minutes here at the Giant Center in Hershey. Our score at the end of 3, Bermudian Springs 30, Manheim Central 24. Eight minutes remaining in this semifinal matchup between the Eagles and the Barons. Eric May, Mike Straub, thanks for joining us here tonight on BRC11. I tell you what, I'm impressed with this Bermudian Springs squad.
The only 2 losses this season, didn't lose a league game in the regular season. That just tells you the kind of, they had a season a lot like Manheim. Got on a real roll in their league and beat absolutely everybody. Didn't lose till their league tournament. Had 1 non-league loss to Boiling Springs, which they avenged last time out.
In a big way.
Yeah.
Murrin, Straup, the short jumper, won't go. Cleared out by Flanagan.
They got a perfect look. They got the possession they wanted to start the quarter. Manheim comes up with it, down 6. See what kind of adjustments they make against this highly aggressive man-to-man they've seen all night.
Tanner Brenize will run it out front now to Wiedericht. And Chris Sherwood will use a timeout to reorganize. 60-second timeout used by the Barons. 7:13 left in the ball game.
Well, he obviously told him about some kind of adjustment he wanted him to make, something in the offense that he needed to change, something about probably just moving the ball more quickly, a little more aggressiveness. But instead they came out and just started tossing the ball around the outside again. How about the night for Neil Murrin? Down low in the first half, in transition, pulling up and hitting. He's got a great release. He shows it from 3-point range. Leading scorer for these Eagles, who's the only guy in double figures in their blowout against Boiling Springs. He had 19 points in that game. Nobody else even more than 8. What we don't see in that highlight package is what he's done defensively to Matt Walsh tonight. When Walsh hasn't had the ball, he's done a great job denying it. And every time he has had it, it's just highly frustrating. Hasn't been able to get past him. He's strong enough to give him a little bumps here and there. He's done a very nice job defensively, stymieing one of the top players in the LLE.
It's just a 6-point deficit. Barons came back from a lot larger deficit the other night in the 4th quarter. Now they're trying to find an offensive flow here in the final 7 minutes. Walsh trying to spin around, gets inside, won't go. Got his own rebound and picked up by the Barons and then knocked away by Orwig.
1 minute, 30 seconds. 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 1 minute,
There's contact everywhere. From Walsh down low to battling for the rebound to all the way up the court. Contact all over the place, but no fouls called. You like that playoff atmosphere. Let him go. Let him play. Frustrating drive for Walsh. I mean, he got hacked all the way to the hoop. They're just going to let him go. Yeah, take another look. One hand, two hands, face, back, shoulder. Show me the blood.
There was no blood. That's why there was no foul.
Go.
Walsh leans in, and that time able to get the contact. And this will be the first free throws of the night for Manheim Central, and it comes with 6:38 left in the ball game.
Yeah, haven't been a ton of free throws either way. Haven't really been a ton of fouls either way in this half especially. But that was clearly what Coach Sherwood said in that timeout. Let's get the ball down low to Walsh. He's got 5 inches on his defender. He can defend him at the perimeter. He can bump him out there, but let's get him down low where he can't stop him. You can see it in consecutive possessions. Give it to him on that low block and let him go to work. This time he goes to the line and he gets the first.
Alex Huntington picking up his 4th personal foul will sit. 1 out of 2 for Walsh, but an offensive board. Flanagan to Wiedericht.
Great vision. Flanagan, as we've given him credit for in this zone, so much hustle. That time he gets the rebound. They give a foul away by Wiedericht there. Good credit Flanagan on the play before. Coming up with the rebound, vision to find Wiedericht. It's a 3-point game.
3rd personal on Dan Wiedericht. Well, we saw these Barons. They have done this before where they just catch lightning in a bottle and just can reel off points in a hurry.
You see the reach there, and now they're back to Flanagan at the top of this zone. He used every bit of that 10-second that time.
Myers, Murrin, top of the key for 3, won't go, and that's Stafiri skying for the rebound. Brenize, got it. The hero the other night comes up with a big 3 right there.
That's his spot. He's got a spot.
And we are tied at 30. Timeout, Bermudian Springs. Well, could it be deja vu all over again, Yogi Berra?
Well, when Tanner Brenize took that 3 earlier in the game, I said, oh, look, now he thinks he's a 3-point shooter. And he missed it pretty badly. This time again, you're going, oh, Tanner, I know you got 1, but okay, go ahead, take 2. And a big one once again to tie the game up. And you feel the boost it gives to the team. The bench just erupted after that one. You guys should shoot more of them. He's got a nice release.
And it's brought the Baron faithful to life here with 5:43 to go. I guess it's only fitting. This is the way that Manheim Central basketball has been all year, at least in the games that we've seen them.
Well, they've had the tendency to play the style that they're matched up against. And they've been slowed down tonight. As you see, one more look. Oh, yeah, he's just in rhythm. You know, no points all night, no problem. But they have that kind of they've fallen into these traps, or whatever the other team's doing, they like to match up with that. They love to get out and run if Bermudian want to run. They've just played at the pace that Bermudian has presented to them tonight. Finally now, out of that last time out, he said, we've got to initiate the pace. We've got to play our style. And just like that, we get a tie game.
Now hold on to your seats. Here we go. Still a lot of basketball to play, but you can feel the Giants Center really becoming energized. Hartzell, and Eagles with a turnover, and Hartzell claiming he was fouled, but you know what? That's the way this game has been all night long.
Hartzell's had some arguments at other points in the game. He's getting frustrated. He's been turning to the refs a little bit. He feels like he's being whacked up the court throughout the evening. This is tough. Well, this has been an aggressive game. You got to stay within yourself now and not let it get your head at this point.
Ask the other 9 guys on the floor. They've been hacked too.
Yeah. We get a foul away from the ball. This is going to go against Curran, who's been working so hard to deny Matt Walsh. They finally get him for a foul. Second time that he's been called for a foul away from the ball, trying to stop Walsh from just getting a pass. But you saw the aggressiveness. How about the guy jumping over Brent Eyes trying to steal the ball? I mean, it's that way for every guy on the court, as you said.
Second foul on Murrin. Third team foul against Bermudian. Stafiri down low, works it inside. Shot partially blocked and picked up by the Eagles. Huntington trapped in the backcourt, stolen by Walsh. Bucket and one! No! No, they're going to wave it off. They're going to wave it off.
It'd be insane to call it on the floor.
Boy, look at a continuation.
I hate to call people insane, but I mean, he's whacked us. He's jumping up to lay the ball in the basket. They wave it off. Oh my goodness. Take another look. There's no words to describe how that is possibly on the floor. Guy takes one power dribble and goes straight up with it.
Now the foul will go on Stroup. That'll be number 1 on Stroup.
Hartzell and Walsh bumping hard. Hartzell took a spill. These guys are really hitting each other now.
Weeder gets it to Walsh. Brent Eyes for 3. Won't go. Funk the follow-up.
When you've got a 6'7" freshman, plant him underneath the hoop and clean up the boards. Great job by Taylor Funk.
Barons on an 8-0 run with their first lead. And Murrin answers.
All the momentum going against you. Neil Murrin calmly steps right up into Funk and lays it in. Great job. And what a response by their senior leader.
Knotted at 32. Walsh eyes up a 3. Doesn't go. Huntington with a rebound. Don't forget, Huntington right now playing with 4 personal fouls.
And that time, Alex Orwig, great box out on a player who's got about a foot on him. Keeping Taylor Funk off of that rebound.
Flanagan getting set to check in for the Barons. Hartzell. Now, see, I didn't see much contact there. Stafiri whistled for the personal foul. That's just his first.
Substitution number 21, Josh Flanagan for Manheim Central.
I think what sold that one was the fact that Hartzell lost his footing.
Yeah. I mean, there's a reach there, but the way they've been letting him go, it's hard to call that one.
Orwig for 3, too hard. Rebounded Flanagan, and a nice job not to try and throw it down the floor. Slow it down, control the pace.
Yeah, they finally found a few cracks in this defense. Let's get in the half-court set and score on them.
Wiederick with a nice crossover and a short jumper.
We've seen that from Wiederick all season long in all the games we've done at home. It's taken him a minute to figure out how to find these cracks and stop and hit in the paint here in this big arena, but he's finally gotten a few to go.
So the Barons are up 2. Huntington running the offense out front, and it's going to be Bermudian Springs calling a timeout, stopping the clock with 3 minutes and 10 seconds left in the 4th quarter. Manheim Central with a 2-point lead as they have outscored the Eagles here in the 4th quarter, 10-2. And tell you what, right there, that guy's the difference right now, Taylor Funk.
Yeah, and Taylor Funk's had a pretty quiet second half, but he was the only guy hitting shots in the first half. A couple of huge threes. We saw the buzzer beater in the first quarter. That one go in the second, and then on the glass. He's 6'7". All year long we've said he doesn't play like a traditional 6'7" guy plays because he can handle the ball, he can move a little bit, he can shoot to 3. But tonight, when they've needed him to clean up the glass, he's had some just monumental offensive rebounds, and a huge reason why this is just a 2-point game. He's on the bench right now as they kind of swap him and Flanagan offense for defense when they have a chance to. Well, he won't be there for long, but he's there right now with the Bermudian possession.
Flanagan more for the defensive side of the ball. Funk when they're on the offensive
when they
possession.
When they have the opportunity that they can set that up, they'll slide Flanagan in. So he'll be at the top of that pressure.
Well, this game really is just so eerily similar to what we saw Friday night against West York. Eerily, and I guess in a good way, the fact that the Barons have been able to battle back. Three minutes remaining. Wiedericht and Walsh at the scorer's table, set to check in with the next stoppage of play. Huntington tries to go in the paint. The ball knocked away, but possession kept by the Eagles. Huntington for three. Won't go. Tipped around, and the rebound pulled down by Brent Eyes. Ooh, dangerous cross-court pass. And Manheim Central calls a timeout.
Well, this is a timeout just to get their scores back in the game. Walsh, Funk, and Wiedericht are all going to check back in on this timeout. As we said, swapping offense for defense. 2:29 to go. Every possession counts. The way they've had to work so hard for every bucket in this game and to call a timeout. So you see the lob. And then wet spot.
Well, not only every possession is going to be critical, but now every rebound from here on out.
And every whistle is going to make you stop. Yep. And say, are we going to the line? What's it going to be? Headed for a great finish here in the Giants Center. Time and time again, these district games come down to the final shot. We saw 2 buzzer beaters on this floor the other night, including the Manheim game. Year after year, this has just been the site of some unbelievable finishes. We're headed for another one here.
Manheim Central with 5 team fouls. Bermudian with 4. Now, each team with 1 timeout remaining and 2:29 left on the clock.
So you see out of the timeout, Wiedericht, Walsh, and Funk all back on the floor for the Barons.
So that timeout is very precious for the last 2:29.
Both teams only have 1 timeout left.
Wiedericht, a strong drive, and he saw the opening and took it.
And you know, that was the set play. They spread out the entire court, and it worked perfectly. The defense is so tight, they drew everybody away from the basket. Whoever it opened up for was going to drive, and ended up as Wiedericht.
Murrin gets the contact, and he will go to the line. Foul will go on Walsh. That is just the first on Walsh. So Murrin with the only free throws in the ball game for Cumberland, or excuse me, Bermudian Springs. Why did I come up with Cumberland Valley?
The uniforms are similar. We'll give you that. And they're Eagles.
Bermudian Springs substitution number 13, Kate Myers.
Murrin is just a pure shooter.
Yes, he is.
Shows at the line, shows it from 3.
(36-34). Manheim Central. Brent Eyes feels the trap, gets it off to Stafiri, and they're able to get it across midcourt. Now here comes the half-court trap, and we're going to get a foul on
Bermudian Springs. The foul's on number
Bermudian
13,
Springs.
Kate
That's going to go
Myers, his
on
first
Tate
personal
Myers.
foul. Barons to inbound.
Risky pass from Matt Walsh right there. Manheim very uncertain the entire way up the court.
Josh Stroud back to the floor for the Eagles.
Good hustle from Brent Eyes to attack that ball and draw the foul.
.150 remaining. The Baron lead is 2. Josh Stroud with the personal foul. That is now 16 fouls on the Eagles.
Manheim happy to kind of act like they're patient. You don't want to lose your identity, though, at this stage of the game. Too tight a game right now.
So here on out, fouls will put the teams at the free throw line. Walsh got the contact, and now he'll go to the line.
And that was one you would love to see go down. Not a lot of contact for Murrin there. You see, he's even wondering if there's even a foul call.
Springs foul on number 22, Neil Murrin, will be his 3rd personal foul.
Reminiscent of Walsh's three-point play late against West York, where not a ton of contact. Whistle blew, we get it to drop. Hate to leave those two off the board.
First one is short. Flanagan back in. And Walsh now 2 out of 4 at the line tonight. Makes it a 3-point lead. Minute and a half remaining. And there's 10 seconds. That's just indecisiveness.
Well, it seemed like we were going to get one of those at some point tonight. Bermudian has gotten slower and slower and slower. Mannheim has gotten better and better in their position. I was watching that play going, Tanner Brenni's in front of us right now. Needs to just cross the line and pressure because there's 2 guys guarding a potential passer, but it all worked. No reason to outthink it. Bermudian slowed him down enough. 10-second call. What a moment for it. Taylor Funk takes a shot to the face.
Now the Barons will spread the floor. Wiedericht will pick up a foul. Drawn on Josh Straub. That's number 3 on Straub. So Dan Wiedericht at the free throw line. 56% on the season. And Wiedericht shooting 1-1. 8 points in the ball game for Wiedericht. He's picked up 6 of those 8 here in the fourth quarter.
You can't underestimate the importance of making these free throws late in the game, but Bermudian can shoot threes so well that every one of these points just matters so much with a team that can fire these threes so effectively.
The Baron defense is going to have to blanket those sharpshooters from the outside, and Wiedericht calmly gets both free throws.
Huge job by Wiedericht, too. We've been somewhat critical of not having his best games. What a moment.
The lead is 5 with 1:05 left. Myers, the short jumper won't go. Loose ball, and the Eagles have it back. Murrin off the front of the iron. Brenni's the rebound, and a foul in the backcourt.
You saw the defensive intensity pickup for the Barons in that possession. Challenging every shot, getting into the passing lanes. Perfect job. Didn't clean up that first board. Tanner Brenni's wasn't going to let another one slip away.
So Brenni's at the free throw line. 48% on the season for Brenni's. Big ones here with 47 seconds left. Got it. Boy, they are calm at the free throw line here in the fourth quarter.
How about Tanner Brenni's? Guy barely touches the ball on offense. Comes with a buzzer beater 3 a few nights ago. A 3 to tie the game tonight. Under a minute to go. Hits a 3. That's the final timeout for the Eagles.
And 47 seconds remaining. And when we talk about the free throws, they have come up big. And all their free throws have been here in the fourth quarter.
And now the reason you call this timeout is that it's the next free throw that really matters going against this team. Because right now it's a 2-possession game. Got to make one more to really stretch this score, stretch the possessions.
Yeah, you make this next free throw, it's now a 3-possession ball game. But you make it, you got to keep the pressure on. Got to keep the pressure on, because like you said, you get a guy like Murrin or Orwig. Now Orwig has not scored here in the second half. He had 3 threes in the first half. It's pretty much been Neil Murrin in the second half. He had 6 points at halftime. He's got 10 points in the second half to lead the scoring for the Eagles with 16 points, which pretty much has been the way it's gone all season for them.
We've given the Eagle defense a lot of credit tonight. Let's give another quick pat on the back to that Baron defense. Think about that, getting a 10-second violation at this stage of the game, this stage of the season. That is really getting into a team's head, getting them out of their rhythm, and controlling the game.
Second free throw for Brenize, and he got them both.
What a gamer. Just Mr. Clutch right now for this team.
Barons keep up the pressure in the backcourt. Hartzell in the paint. Murrin, and he will lay it in. And a nice move by Stafiri just to let him finish it. 5-point lead and a foul in the backcourt. And we'll go back to the free throw line.
Have to make that call, but it almost looked like he got it to Walsh before the foul. So now Stafiri will have his chance to knock down some clutch free throws. His story we've talked about plenty this season. Comes back late in the year from football injury. Asked to be the point guard on this team immediately upon his return. And for a guy who didn't play that many regular season games, we've watched him get stronger and stronger game after game here in the postseason. And he knocks down his free throw.
Murrin was whistled for the last personal foul. That is 4 on Murrin. Stafiri, 67% on the season for him, and he calmly gets both free throws.
Huge.
The lead is 7. Boy, Eagles taking time off the clock. Huntington steps aside, fires a 3, and gets it.
Was there ever a doubt? Give these guys open for a 3 and they'll just bury it.
Lob into Walsh, and he will be fouled.
Bermudian took issue with the way Walsh breaks up that play, but really it's more the frustration of the Eagles more than Walsh's frustration there. He's happy to come up with that ball and down shoot free throws.
And they are now in the double bonus, so Walsh will be shooting 2 here. 4 seconds remaining. And again, these free throws are big. Misses the first.
Well, make or miss both these, it's a 2-possession game.
Yeah. But the Barons right now 4 seconds away from a trip to the finals. Walsh missed them both. Up the other end. Orwig fires up a 3. And the Barons write another chapter in this historic season. They are on to the District 3 AAA Finals.
And this is one the coaches we can really be proud of. You grind this one out. Your star doesn't have a big night. Other guys step up. You go against a team that just frustrates you to no end. You're behind nearly the entire night. And you still find a way that in the final minutes, you're just knocking down your free throws and smiling on your bench in those final seconds. Life is good. District championship game for the first time in program history.
And they will take on the winner of Bishop McDevitt and Susquehanna Township, which is going to be coming up next. But that fourth quarter, the start, a 9-0 run, which turned a 6-point deficit into the lead, a lead they never gave up in the fourth quarter. And again, you can't say enough about the free throws in the fourth quarter. Come crunch time, they came through.
You know these guys shoot free throws after free throws after free throws in practice forever. And then to step up and make it worth something, knock them down when it counts, a lot to be proud of.
Taylor Funk had a big first half. He made his contributions. Wiederick, a strong fourth quarter. That 3 from Brenize was the one that kind of ignited the Barons.
Another heroic moment for Tanner Brenize. Hey, big-time players step up in big-time games, and it's Tanner Brenize again with a huge clutch 3.
And a look to do it one more time. Thursday night in the District 3 AAA Final. Wow. The Barons are there. They win it tonight, beating Bermudian Springs 43-27. to 39. For Mike Straub, I'm Eric May. Thanks for tuning in to BRC11, where you've been watching high school basketball exclusively on BRC11. Good night, everybody.